Hey there everyone, I hope you're all doing well, hope you're all having a lovely day, evening or afternoon. We are back with another Steam demo first impressions video, and this time we have Morbid Metal. Morbid Metal is a hack and slash roguelite with some pretty cool vibes. I'm not really sure if you're playing as him, but you take control of this dope looking ninja cyborg named Flux, and you're diving into these simulations. It's really light on story and there's no cutscene at the end of the demo to explain anything. But upon diving into the first run, you're provided some exposition from someone named Operator.
Welcome, child of the future. Forget the lies she filled your mind with, and focus. Slaughter your enemies, and prove your worth to me.
Shot brew. The reason I said I wasn't sure if we're playing as Flux is because one of Morbid Metal's core mechanics is character swapping. Within 15 minutes of your first run, another ninja named Eku pops up. Eku is a slower, heavier character and hits much harder than Flux, as well as having a bigger area of effect with his swings and abilities. You can swap between the two of them at any time, weaving in combos and abilities. Each character has their own abilities, and each ability has its own cooldown, so it becomes a satisfying dance juggling swaps and cooldowns. UI also kind of implies that the full game will have a minimum of 4 characters. There's also a score and ranking system that incentivizes swapping characters and using different abilities. I initially thought it would be a character action game like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, but it uses more single button abilities and doesn't really have combos. Morbid Metal is definitely a modern roguelite, if you know what I mean. In a normal run, you go into a room, slash and hack some baddies, and a pop-up will appear asking which of the 3 options you want. These choices range from stat boosts to changing or adding certain things to an ability. In terms of gameplay, that's about it. The game's visual design is actually quite impressive. You've got this futuristic feudal Japan vibe on these floating islands with some hella pretty lighting. The main characters look badass and for the most part animate pretty well. The only exception to this is when Eku pops into a running animation when I dodged to the side. It happened frequently enough to stand out and was pretty easy to get footage of. This pretty visual flair comes at a cost, however. Morbid Metal does not run very well. At low settings, 1440p on an RTX 3060, I could only get between 35 and 55 frames per second depending on the scene. The game also doesn't support DLSS, so your only option to get those frames back is to lower your resolution. And with TAA, FXAA, and MSAA being the only anti-aliasing solutions, this never looked very good. For the type of market that this game has, DLSS or further optimizations are highly recommended for the full release. My only other problem with the game is that despite how beautiful the world looks, there's next to no reason to explore. You leap from room to room at breakneck speeds with movement mechanics that are never used for any kind of platforming, participate in some of the most satisfying and fun combat while listening to some pretty cool music. Rinse and repeat. There are some breakable walls and small nooks and crannies, but they only ever provide another power-up or a heal. It would be cool if there was some sort of world building or story or lore tucked away within each level of the full game. I genuinely enjoyed Morbid Metal and I'm looking forward to the full release. There's only one level in the demo, but it is fairly replayable despite there being no boss fight at the end. I believe it's going into early access in summer 2025, so we shouldn't have to wait too long, but in the meantime, show Screen Juice some love and wishlist their game.